as we run another one here. The way I understood it, for a little bit of a context, I lived in my hometown is called Kingston, Ontario. It has like 130,000 people. But it has a bizarrely bustling Thai and Cambodian restaurant scene. Like way more than you would expect for the size of the city. What I had heard is that it started when like one person who had moved to Kingston from Thailand or Cambodia started a restaurant. The restaurant was great. It became insanely popular. So he sold it to a new ownership group and then opened another restaurant with basically the exact same menu. And then rinse and repeat that. And that's how, if you live in Kingston, you end up with a downtown core that has Walk-In, Phnom Penh, Cambodiana, Pat's Restaurant, Royal Angkor. Like, there's like 7 Thai and Cambodian restaurants in downtown Kingston that all have a very similar menu. And they're all, I mean, they're all good when the guy runs it. And then when they sell it, it varies from that point onwards. But it's the only place in my life I've ever had a dish called golden chicken. It's like a Kingston, Ontario special. It's fantastic. Okay. Last person, the worst person we've won with, Spark. Bullets have a 50% chance to call down lightning on impact for 5 damage. The last gun in terms of Ascension is the crossbow. This seems horrible. This seems like an awful combo. Let's start it up. Horrendous combo. Bad synergy. Look at that, though. Look at that. Crossbow does one-shot them. Well, yeah, for now. For now. I'm kind of on cloud 9 after that last run, man. You know what? You know, no, give me moves. Move speed has saved us a lot. Move speed has been helpful. Cloud 9. Dude, what can I say? I'm an esports athlete. I watched a little bit of Apollo's good friend Steven Suptic playing Valorant last night. I gotta tell you, sure, let's try some glare. I'm not cut out for that world anymore. I only watched like 1 round, but he had the game's equivalent of the op. He got 3 kills in that round. I literally did not even see the enemies that he shot when he headshot them for the instant KO. Like, there was no gunfight. It was just, he was just talking. He peeks, his crosshair is like exactly where an enemy head would have to be. It doesn't even enter the central processing section of his brain. He's just like, boom. And then he goes and immediately like peeks the next section of the map. I can't handle that. You know what? What about take aim that gets us to assassin, and then glare can easily kill enemies with 20% HP or lower? I will say though, they really crushed it with like the user experience in Valorant. The fact that the bong sound you get when you kill an enemy gets better, like, or it gets higher the more enemies you've killed that round, is so good. Bung, 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 bung. You know what I'm talking about? Better reload rate. Dude, honestly, I think I might want some light Yagami on this one. That's dopamine. Riot knows what they're doing. Things you'll never hear a League of Legends player say. You ever do DMT? Sorry to disappoint you, or maybe happy to appoint you. I've never done the spirit molecule, DMT. Isn't that the chemical that floods your brain when you're about to die? yet you're bald. I know I'm a bald free thinker, and yet I've never done DMT. We're not all the same, okay? Honestly, I don't think I need to do DMT just because I get enough fulfillment from my nootropic stack anyway. Sure, better piercing. Sure, better piercing. I think we got to spam some shots. I think we should no longer seek to charge it up at all times. I think we want to weaken the enemies as much as possible so Glare can finish the job. You're like my Joe Rogan. Don't put that on me. I'm just a guy, okay? I'm not even out here asking questions. I'm like the opposite of that. I'm a guy, I'm just out here telling stories. About Norbit, predominantly. This is the thing that's supposed to make the run come together. Enemies below 20% die when they take damage. They take lots of damage, like tick-wise, frequency-wise. To Glare, we should start wiping them kind of soon here. I have about the same level of scientific literacy as Joe Rogan, though. For example, what's some of my favorite pseudo-scientific takes from me? A large Coke Zero from McDonald's is actually healthy for you. If you're thirsty and you drink a large Coke Zero from McDonald's, I ask you to simply drink it and then tell me it wasn't good for you. Drink the whole thing, feel how good that large Coke Zero makes you feel, and then look me in the eyes and tell me it's junk food. There's I don't think soda's good for you, but something about a large fountain Coke Zero from McDonald's, it's a performance-enhancing drug. Obviously, we always want burn. It's a large health potion from Diablo 2. Okay, boss is already dead. He didn't even make a noise when he died. Isn't he normally supposed to go like... Rrr! Every third lightning strike deals double damage. Okay. Fantastic. Fantastically useless. This is how doctors ended up prescribing cocaine. I'm just gonna say it. Again, I can say this because I'm not a scientist, and I'm just asking questions. Maybe medicine was better when people were getting prescribed, like, cocaine and heroin and cough medicine had alcohol in it. Because now, like, we have incredible medicine, but it's almost impossible to get because it can all be turned into illicit narcotics. With like 7 extra ingredients you can just find online and a 2-liter Sprite bottle. So like, I can't even take the good medicine anymore because people can turn it into bad drugs. I feel like maybe it was better when you could just go to an old-timey Freddy Farkas frontier pharmacist and some guy would just mix you like a tonic in the back that... Because like... Okay, because I've gone too far with this. But that being said, isn't like cough syrup doesn't cure your cold. It just treats your symptoms until you're better, right? It's basically like the cough medicine is like a distraction. It has a little cough suppressant in it, and then it kind of spaces you out so you can sleep. Would it be so bad if we just had a mixologist pharmacist who was back there with, you know, horse tranquilizer and root beer? Maybe, I guess. I miss the tinctures, man. I say I miss them. I was not alive in the American, the frontier, like the, you know, Wild West days. But if I was, man, I would be getting tinctures for sure. Now, excuse me. Weren't pharmacists barbers or something like that back in the day too? Excuse me, Mr. Barber. I've had a particularly malevolent bout of diarrhea. Could you please provide a tincture for me so I can stop breaching my breeches? I would totally fit it. Dude, I would have crushed it in the Old West. Just kidding, obviously. Hey, this is a... dude, honestly, I'm taking the Dragon Egg, even though it's a little late. What percent... maybe you can find data for this online. What percentage of people in the Old West died of murder? Or, like, you know, dueling, gunfights, etc., etc. I don't think it was at, like, 10%. But do you think 5% of people in the Old West died from, like, a gunfight at high noon in the center of town? Like, 5% is still really high. Let's go. That's huge. Move speed, bullet bounce but lower damage, better fire rate. This is a tough one for me, dude. I think we gotta be... Bounce doesn't home, right? It just bounces. I hate to lower the damage. I think I just gotta go move speed. Kind of felt like they threw me a bit of a suicide pass on that one, but that's okay. Now that, like, the run is so focused on Shatter, or Splinter, I don't think we can afford to lower our damage. Because Splinter plus, like, Glare plus Assassinate is the meat and potatoes of our crowd control. But we are suffering. I think we're... Yo, there we... Look at... What the heck? Way too dank. How are we shooting so fast? Better reload rate, better fire rate, better Pizza Papa John's. I mean, if we're going Dragon, we gotta go Dragon. You gotta invest in the Dragon. Oh, that's right. Every, like, third lightning shot regenerates ammo. Oh, I'm dead! I'm alive again. I can... The worst part about this is I have to click. I can't just hold the button down, because if I hold it down, we end up charging a shot. So I'm literally gonna wear out my mouse on this one. But that's okay. At least we have, like, a way forward. Never mind, we're gonna die. This run is a little ass. Save me. I still think that Glare... Oh, dude, you need Frost. It's just... It's so important. Ice is like the... It's an always take. I know it's frustrating for some people, but it's a necessity, man. Okay, my shield's gone. That was not good. Considering we literally just got it. Sorry, just another 2 minutes till we're saved again. This one's gonna require some focus. You gotta prioritize killing the enemies that shoot bullets, because those are the things I most get hit by. Because I don't pay attention to them at all. Please, please. Okay, burn and into burn heal. When does the next boss come out? 10 minutes? 8 minutes? Dragon popped? Okay, wait, hold on. We can start to talk about this in a positive context. Just succumb to doubt. I refuse. Look. I'm going to do my best to stay alive. I'm not going to guarantee it. But you saw right there. This is a man who wants to live. And with our move speed, we can get ourselves out of some jams, dude. Just gotta sneak right by you. I'm not glancing. I'm not glancing. I know you would love for me to glance. I refuse. Let's go back and get some of the XP we rightfully earned. My shield is back! We made it till our shield got back? Holy cow. We do need... Give me... Honestly, I believe in myself. So I take the dragon buff, but I do want... I mean, I want everything that was available there. But for now, I think our dragon can be like our late game superstar. Give him a chance. Holy cow, dude. The speed of the shots. Shatter them. We're gonna have a real problem on our hands when the big enemies show up. Because of that, I don't think Saccade, whatever the hell this is called, I don't think this is the way to go. I think we actually need to go further down the ice path so that we can get to the late game ice Marties before the big enemies run us over. Right now, HP is fool's gold, in my opinion. I think HP regen from burn would be nice, but like raw HP, I think it's one of those things where if we find ourselves having to take it right now, then we've already lost. Like one HP upgrade buys us like 2 extra seconds of life. This is what we need. We need to take off full HP, or like a percentage of HP on an enemy when they get frozen. Now we got a chance. I do also want the plus 45% damage, don't get me wrong, but like, I feel like we got ourselves some breathing room. It's all, dude, you notice like the run picked up as soon as I took Frost. It was only scary until we got Frost, and now like we got some room to maneuver. We got all this experience up here I didn't even know about, like it's just chilling here. He's gone country, look at them boots. So as much as I'd love dragon damage early, I think we want fire so we can get to fire healing. $20 till taking Frost every time. Okay, like 3 days ago, everyone was like, this guy's so ass at this game. Now they're like, oh, he's so good, but he won't willfully handicap himself. Like, you know, you gotta... We're going between extremes here. We're oscillating between extremes. So good. I mean, we've put down a pretty serious track record lately. I've become proud of myself. You also used to be asked because you took every damage down option. Yeah, in order to get, like, what I thought were cool synergies. In the immortal words of Tim Robinson, I thought it was going to be a hit. It turns out it fucking sucked. Okay, this may still be slightly dangerous. But once enemies get shattered enough... Oh, man. Please? So true. Many people are saying Moon River Rock and Moon River Roll. Hey, do you guys know if Bernie Sanders has sold his Bored Ape yet? I was trying to see if it got, because you have, when you're like a senator, you have to disclose like investments like that. I was just interested to see if Bernie has moved his Bored Ape yet, or if he's a true hodler. Some of you have not yet realized you could apply up to 3 slurp juices for a single ape. With the imminent minting of Cyber Kongs, this number may rise to as much as double that. I'm scared. Still scared. Still scared. +2. Who would have thought? Little Bernie Sanders NFT crossover. Little Bernie Sanders NFT crossover +2. We have to preserve this shield. That's what it's all about right now. If we can do that, everything else comes in time. Although we do have a boss out and more coming, I think. Hey, some damage. Hey, some damage would be nice. Oh, how about one of these? One day you guys are gonna shatter and you're all gonna explode at the same time, and it's gonna be so freaking satisfying. We just need to actually kill some units so we can get the XP, so we can have like a 1 in 8 chance to get shatter. No! Clear me. Clear me. It's alright. Just keep kiting them. The dragon's getting stronger. Just keep kiting them. Find your spot and take it. No. No, they're too dense. There's too many. The glanceless wonder. Oh, if we got a little more XP, we had that one, man. Honestly, first problem with this one for sure. Obviously, we pay out the doubters. Big problem with that one. Remove the crossbow from the equation. You choose either crossbow or spark. So let me get a little spark flamethrower. That makes more sense to me. And then run it back. Play me. Play me. This seems more sensible. Okay. Bad start. Probably shouldn't just throw your shield away for no reason. But it's nice to be able to glance again. And whatever, the first 2 minutes of the game are easy mode anyway. Damage is always great. But you know what? No, don't do that thing where you're like, damage is always great, and then I don't take the damage. It's not just the damage, the knockback helps you make some space. But I do feel like magnetism is important too. Damage is not good with the flamethrower. Counterpoint, damage is always good. It might be not as good with the flamethrower as other weapons, but... I mean, when I hear not good, I think bad. A little bit of extra damage, it's not bad. Maybe underwhelming. How quickly things have changed, by the way. We've immediately become... Oh, right, the trees hurt you now? We've immediately become the sort of guy that takes Dragon every single time. You gotta do it early. Chat, has NL had a successful Dragon run yet? Excuse me? Like 6 of them, including several today. I've long been a proponent that the dragon is the best item in the game. Even in if you go back to my first episodes, I said, man, this dragon is so good. Every time we take it, I immediately notice like all the positive things that it does for us. Every time, man. It's every day, bro. Honestly, and I hope you'd be honest with me in chat, okay? Logan Paul said he's gonna run for president. I'll take the HP, I guess. What percentage of you would vote for him? Let's go over the tail of the tape, okay? He's young, which we always want in politics. Somebody representing the views and the needs of the young people. He's had a career both in entertainment and in sports, two things that are, for whatever reason, a huge asset in politics. He's a podcaster. We could have our first podcaster president. I've decided lower damage is fine. I also want move speed, though. Well, I would honestly, if Logan Paul won the presidency, I would be first in line to immigrate to the United States. Because I'm assuming that he would like fast track it for other YouTubers. It's every day, bro, is the thing. He can't even run for 8 more years. So I'm actually peeling back the veil of irony. I think the age limit to be president is kind of stupid. What is that protecting us from? I know I say us. You know, the royal us. It's protecting us from an 18-year-old president? Who cares if you got an 18-year-old president, though? Have you seen what the 80-year-old presidents have been doing? I mean, I feel like if you... there should be an age... I think you should have to be at least 18, just because the most important thing is that you complete your high school diploma, okay? I don't want anybody that's in like the 7th grade getting distracted by their presidential campaign, and as a result, very important here, you know, just screwing up their chance to get into a good school or something like that because they're too busy running for president. I'm not playing well. But sure, at 18, plus, or maybe, you know what, maybe 12. Because I think it would be sick to watch Joe Biden debate a 13-year-old in a presidential debate. After 2016, the door is wide open for insanity, right? Watching Joe Biden debate an alpha zoomer, it could be incredible, man. You could drop orange justice on him. Whatever, Joe. Whatever, Joe. Joe, you're old. Old. Joe, you're old. Sheesh, Joe. It's already a spectacle. Like, why not just play into it? But in all sincerity, like, you know, I say this as someone in my 30s, so maybe I'm biased. I don't think there's any reason you shouldn't be able to be the president when you're like 25 years old. You can be like an idiot at basically any age. +2, -2. If anything, I mean, this is like maybe, again, this is going to be accused of just farming +2s. But if anything, I feel like there should be like an upper age limit on it, because the older you get, the higher your risk of, you know, cognitive decline, which seems like I would much rather have, you know, a president, I guess, who's hasn't made it to middle age and as a result maybe lacks a certain amount of wisdom than one who's, you know, mind is actively failing. Like, I get the idea you want to have someone whose brain is fully developed, but I also, there's got to be like an upper maximum, man. And the upper maximum should be 40, in my personal opinion. I think you should really only be able to be the president between, you know, maybe 50, okay? 25 and 50 are the ages that you can be president. Bullet bounce. Okay, so damage doesn't matter that much. Summon damage matters a lot. Damage doesn't... Okay, this is all good. Because, am I correct to assume that burn is additive? The more burn you get, the better? So rage seems amazing. Also, extra summon damage seems good, but this seems great too. I feel like it would be very nice for us to receive movement speed now. What is the, like, this is a classic Jeopardy question. What's the age limit on being American president? It's 36? The age minimum, I should say. 35? That's too old, man. We got our move speed. I mean, that's not, I don't mean that's too old to be president. I mean, that's too old to be the youngest you could possibly be to be president. Isn't the Finnish prime minister like, she's like literally 35 years old? You're just mad you're not old enough to be president? I'm never gonna be president anyway. Let's ignore the fact that I'm Canadian. I'm bald. Ever since the advent of television, people will not vote for a bald president, man. Unless they wear an insane toupee. Last bald president, Dwight Eisenhower. But he wasn't like bald, he was like 1950s bald. Which meant he wore like a US military cap the whole time, and then kept the sides shaved tight with a little horseshoe. I'm waiting for facial hair to win again. Well, Ted Cruz has a pretty alpha beard, so like 2024 maybe? 2024 President Ted Cruz with his cool pay-to-win mobile game whale beard. No, -2, -2. Bernie Sanders could grow mutton chops. Okay, +2, sure, whatever. I don't know. I will say, like, it's 2022. Shouldn't we be reaching the insane part of the American election cycle again? Like, how long do we have before that happens? I felt like 2016 to 2020 straight were insanity. We're almost in like I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still crazy, but we're in a bit of a lull right now. Shouldn't we be having presidential candidates like take shots at each other in the media already? Are we not at that point? I want to assassinate on this one. Give it about 8 months. All right, that sounds about right. People only pay attention for 2 weeks? No, man, I honestly, like, I disagree. I think with, in American politics, people pay attention to the campaign for like 18 months. It makes Canada seem very quaint. We have like a 6-week election cycle. It's getting increasingly rude, without a doubt, but it's kind of like starts and then it's like over and you're like, whoa, that's crazy. You could fit like 10 Canadian elections between the space between the first and second presidential debates in America. Hey. Sorry, I was glancing. Politics, not a great thing to talk about in 20 minutes till midnight because you find yourself glancing, reading very long comments, and then getting hit. But whatever, we took burn. We're going to be fine. Burn healing. So what's the game plan here? Okay, we stack up as much burn as possible. Then we get to assassinate eventually, which means enemies that take damage that puts them below 20% of their HP just die instantly. Because they're going to be taking lots of tick damage from burn, this should trigger their deaths pretty quickly. And then you're, you know, we're kind of off to the races. I I don't really care about shooting an additional bullet behind me. Maybe better reload rate. Experience is not a problem. We're already a higher level than we were on our last run. But the last run had some of the best movement I've ever seen. I think we want... Like, Holy Shield in a minute is okay. Let's start with Holy Shield in a minute. But I also feel like double damage... Or a summon damage to eventually get to higher dragon damage would also be nice. But for now, maybe, like, let's focus on the slightest bit of defense. Let's talk Canada. Let's not. It's more fun to just be Canadian and then talk about American politics and then not turn the lens inward ever. It's intellectually dishonest, and honestly, I think that's what makes it so entertaining. Plus, there's nothing more Canadian than talking smack about America. It's absolutely true. Is there a competition? Oh, this was not a good pickup. Is there a competition for who has the best bald head? Thank you, Kate. Hello, thank you. I hope you would vote for me. How are you doing? My vote is for NL. Thank you. Thank you. That's my wife. That's my wife. Leave the Pizarrata, you jabronis. Go take the Pizarrata. Get away from me, you jabronis. Okay, this is... It's almost assassinate. I know I also want freeze, but I need to get to assassinate. Mark Strong. I wouldn't be mad if you... Look. If you want to talk about Canadian politics... I've got time to age into a Stanley Tucci or a Mark Strong. I hope that that's the case. That's the dream for baldness, I think, is becoming classy bald. I'm just thankful that I don't look like Steven Del Duca while bald. I think that you gotta take the good with the bad, you know? It would have been nice to have hair a little bit longer, but at the same time, like, you know, I guess the grass is always greener. I just hired 2 bald people. Hold up, stand up and take a bow. Hairism is dead. Wait a minute, hold on. What are you hiring for? Did you just hire 2 balds to be like, bouncers at your bar? I shouldn't have just stood oh, I'm being hit. If you'll excuse me. I'm being hit again. I'm going to start moving instead. Software. Look. Honestly, bald web dev would be pretty progressive. Because I feel like most web devs are 21-year-old, like, scene kids. And I say that with some jealousy, to be honest. When I see bald people in software, they're always, like, talking on a Bluetooth earpiece on the Vancouver seawall. So anyway, we don't have minimum viable product yet, but... yeah, sure. Yeah, no, I'll see you in the box. I'll see you in the box at the game tonight. That's the balds in software that I see. They're always wearing, like, an Arc'teryx zip-up and then, like, rust-colored trousers. I think I just want more fire rate. Lightning also inflicts burn. You're describing my boss? That's what I'm saying. There's too many bald people in managerial positions and not enough doing the actual work. When are we gonna have a president who shaves his head like Carl Urban in the Thor movies. You know, he kind of looks like he's got like the Last Airbender like arrow shaved into his head. We? Well, you know, it could be. I mean, we as in mankind, not we as in Americans or Canadians. You know what? Let's move and inflict burn. There's really like a minimum level of bald representation in politics. I think it speaks to a long-standing connection between like hair and perceived leadership qualities. I hate to say it. You know who I think has it figured out? I feel like Sweden has a high percentage of bald acceptance. Elias Pettersson, he's 22 years old. He was going a little bit bald. He shaved his head. You know how much confidence it takes to shave your head as a 22-year-old? That's only Sweden and apparently Canada could have produced that kind of self-confidence at an early age. Excuse me, I need assassinate, please. I need assassinate. Does it? I did the same. Well, where do you live? Do you live in a Nordic country? I feel like the Nordic countries have the kind of support network available that can support early onset male pattern baldness. Germany? Oh, close enough. What job industry do you think most of your viewers are in? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't think there's a majority in anything, but I definitely wouldn't be surprised if there was like the plurality are somewhere in IT or students or software. And I don't know, IT and software, they still have a little overlap for me. But I feel like IT is a great job to be in if it comes to watching, when it comes down to the frequency of your ability to watch Twitch. Because the way I understand it, and this is not a knock at all, but I feel like a lot of IT is sitting in your office waiting for somebody to tell you what to do because they have a problem. Because they forgot their password, and then they have to change it, but they can't change it to anything they've used on their last 3 attempts. And they've already used both of their kids' birthdays, so they... Like, it's a necessary job, for sure, that also has a lot of downtime. I imagine it's like being like a trauma surgeon. You probably spend a lot of time in the ER, like, looking at your phone, and then, like, once every 2 hours, you're like, I'm gonna save a man's life. Whoa! So true, so true. Oh, thank you. So true. Apparently it's so true. Kill clip. I don't really feel like we need kill clip. If anything, I really feel like we need... Oh, this is how you get to assassinate. I do need to do that job tier list. Again, it would, the lens of it would be jobs that I think I would actually do okay at in terms... Not in terms of skills, because obviously you have to train for, like, you know, any career. But in terms of the actual duties, I don't think I would be good at IT. I think it requires having too much patience with you got to be a little detail-oriented. You got to be very patient with people who inflicted their own problems on themselves. I see a lot of me going, let me guess, locked out of your email again. May I make the suggestion for the upteenth time that you use one of the many password managers available? Excuse me, Barbara, you have failed our phishing training for the 20th time in a row. Please report to IT. Barbara, you can't just click on every link that you see in an email that says it's from the president of the company, okay? You can't just be clicking on random non-HTTPS links and... Increases burn, lightning, and freeze. Better summon damage, lower reload rate. Honestly, I think we want better burn. Our bullet damage is irrelevant. I know that's not what I said earlier. You know what? I've learned the error of my ways. Oh, you're melted. They are getting close, though. Please be kinder to Barbara. She's doing her best. Well, I have to be kind to Barbara whilst simultaneously impressing upon her the information security risks that come from not being vigilant about phishing attempts, okay? So it's not that I mean to be rude to Barbara. It's that Barbara needs to have it impressed upon her that this is a very serious issue. Plus, I just made her ass up. So I structure the bit as I see fit, okay? Yeah, I don't think I'd be good at IT. Well, then people said, like, that's just help desk IT. There is, like, you know, being, like, a network engineer or whatever. I actually think, like, I would be worse at that. That seems, like, detail-oriented with a side of, like, physics attached. I don't think that's for me. We got 2 minutes. We're making it. I'm determining how much I can glance, okay? I'm almost dead. Heal me. Learn some DevOps. I'm familiar with the phrase DevOps, but I'm not familiar with what it means. I know you deal with developer happiness, right? But isn't developer happiness just making sure that the fridge is constantly stocked with LaCroix and everybody knows that there's like build your own burrito bowls Friday at lunch in the dining hall? Isn't that what DevOps is? Not at all. Isn't DevOps sending people emails to make sure that they don't add useless stuff to the Trello board? To make sure junior engineers aren't pushing their, they're not putting high priority tags on their Trello posts without running it by a manager first? Also no? Okay, okay. Let's try again. Making sure everybody's got an ergonomic chair. Nailed it. That's HR? I thought HR, like, takes a photo of you when you walk in to determine whether or not your slacks are appropriately business casual. Hey, can I raise another thing? I know we've been down this road before. IMO, dress codes are bullshit. Let me give you one exception, okay? If you are in an outward facing role, either in like biz dev, where you have to meet people from other companies to try to sell them or to try to buy their services, then sure, I get it. You want to appear serious. And in a customer facing role, I don't give a shit if the person that I'm talking to is wearing a t-shirt and shorts or a suit, but I understand that some people do because they're shallow. So I get it at the very least. But if you... Sure, why not? work in an office or like a cave and you never see anybody at your company but other employees, you should be able to wear whatever you want to work within reason. I think you should always have to have not bare feet, but and maybe long pants. And that would be the only... I would not even want to institute a dress code, but I think if you just said you have to at least wear long pants and you have to wear closed-toed shoes, that would be enough. Finally, we get Assassin. With 6 seconds left. We did it. Look at that. That's a dress code? Yeah, but it's like... I mean, when I worked at an insurance agency, I literally saw no clients and nobody at the company that was in any position of importance, and I still had to wear not even business casual, just business attire every day. They didn't make me wear... In fact, if I'm being honest with you, they didn't force me to wear a suit jacket, but I also feel like if I wore a suit jacket, they would have been like, please take your suit jacket off. Only big shots get to wear the jacket. You have to wear the complete emasculated look of the blue dress shirt tucked into your slacks with the muffin top over top of your waistband. You don't get to wear a jacket. You get a couple promotions, you get the jacket. Until then, you're wearing the outfit of servitude. Sweating through your white dress shirt tucked into your damn dress pants. One cummerbund away from serving hors d'oeuvres at the parties of the elites. Okay, we did win this one, by the way. Dude, we're going to run one back for sure. /marker 20 mins 3. I just feel like